She whispered to her sister, "I'm only with him until I find someone with more money." I was standing right behind her. I cleared my throat and said, "Found him yet?" Then I walked out. 3 weeks later, she was at my door crying, after her sister told everyone what she'd said. I, 29 male, thought I'd found my person. Funny how the universe likes to correct you when you get too comfortable. We'd been together 3 years, living together for 1. I'd been planning to propose on her 27th birthday. Had the ring picked out, talked to her dad, the whole thing. Classic idiot move. The party was at her sister Megan's place. Nothing fancy, just family and close friends. I'd gone to grab us drinks from the kitchen when I heard Rachel's voice from the hallway. She was talking to Megan in that hushed tone people use when they think they're being sneaky. "How much longer are you going to keep this up?" Megan asked. "I don't know. Until something better comes along, I guess." "That's cold, Rach." "It's practical. He's sweet, but I need someone who can actually provide the life I want. Someone with ambition, money, you know?" "So you're just using him?" "I'm being smart. He's comfortable for now, safe, but when I find someone who can give me more." She made this little shrugging sound. "I'll make it seem like we just grew apart. No drama." I stood there holding 2 beers like a complete moron. Part of me wanted to believe I'd misheard. Maybe they were talking about someone else. Then Rachel said, "Besides, he's so trusting. He'd never suspect anything. I could probably string him along for another year or 2 if I needed to." That's when I cleared my throat. The silence was beautiful. I stepped into view, made eye contact with Rachel. Her face went from smug to shocked to this weird attempt at innocent confusion, and said, "Found him yet?" Then I set the beers on the hall table and walked out. She called after me, tried to grab my arm. I kept walking, got in my car, and drove home. The 15-minute drive felt like hours. My phone started blowing up before I even made it to our apartment. Rachel, Megan, their mom. I turned it off. Here's the thing about shared apartments. When you're the only one on the lease because your girlfriend had credit issues, you have options. I started packing her stuff that night. Neat, organized, all her clothes folded properly, jewelry in the box I'd bought her last Christmas, everything labeled. She showed up 2 hours later with her spare key. "David, please, you don't understand." "I understand perfectly. I was joking. Megan and I always joke around like that. You know how we are." "No, actually, I don't think I do." She tried tears. When that didn't work, she tried anger. Called me dramatic, oversensitive, said I was throwing away 3 years over a misunderstanding. When I kept packing, she switched to bargaining. "Where am I supposed to go?" "Megan has a couch. You can't just kick me out. I live here. Your name's not on the lease. You're a guest who's overstayed her welcome." "That's not fair. I've been paying. You've been giving me $200 a month toward a $1,800 rent because you were saving money. Was that part of the plan too? Save up while you looked for your upgrade?" She went quiet at that. Got this calculating look, like she was running through her options. "Fine," she said finally. "But I'm taking my time. You can't just throw me out tonight. Your stuff will be in the lobby by morning. Megan can help you move. You're being cruel." "No, I'm being practical. Isn't that what you called it?" She slammed the door when she left. I changed the locks the next morning. Update 1. Things got worse before they got weird. So that was 3 weeks ago. I thought it would end there. Clean break, move on. I'm an idiot. First week was predictable. Rachel tried everything. Showed up at my building until the doorman started recognizing her. Sent long texts about how I misunderstood and took things out of context. Created new social media accounts when I blocked her. Standard stuff. But then Megan did something I didn't expect. She posted everything on Facebook. Not subtly either. Full scorched earth. It turned out Rachel, in her arrogance, had actually shown Megan parts of her scheme over the months, laughing it off as a game. She'd shown her the dating app profiles she kept active, bragging about the guys she was talking to. And the spreadsheet, Megan knew about it because Rachel had it open on her laptop once and tried to pass it off as a joke between her and her coworkers. Megan had felt guilty for months, and my walking out was the final straw. The post she made spread like wildfire through our social circle. She tagged everyone she could think of, our parents, cousins, mutual friends, even a few of Rachel's coworkers she was friends with online. The caption was brutal. When you find out your sister is a gold digger who's been playing a good man for 3 years. I'm posting this because I'm done with the lies. David, I'm sorry I knew and didn't say anything. I thought she'd change. My phone exploded. Friends I hadn't heard from in months were sending me screenshots, offering condolences and asking to buy me drinks. Rachel's mom called me crying, apologizing, saying she raised her better than this. But here's where it gets interesting. Rachel didn't just lose me. The dominoes started falling fast. Her backup plans saw the post. 2 guys she'd been stringing along messaged me directly. One had been buying her expensive gifts, thinking they were getting serious. The other thought he was her only boyfriend. Apparently, I was the side piece in his version of reality. We compared notes. The lies were extensive. Different jobs, different backstories, different relationship statuses, depending on who she was talking to. She'd told one guy she was a law student, told another she was starting her own business. Meanwhile, she was working part-time at a boutique and living in my apartment. Then her job found out. Someone, I suspect Megan, sent the actual spreadsheet file, not just a screenshot of the post, to her manager. Turns out, using the company laptop to manage your roster of potential partners is a fireable offense. It wasn't just a social media post. It was proof of misusing company property. She was gone by the end of the 2nd week. That's when she started getting desperate. The angry texts turned panicked. Please don't do this. I have nowhere to go. I'm sorry, I'll do anything. Her dad laid down the law. She was on her own until she learned the value of honesty and hard work. Her friends were keeping their distance. The few who initially defended her with, "Maybe you're overreacting," quickly backed off when the guys she'd been lying to started commenting on Megan's post. By week 3, she was couch surfing. Megan had let her stay for 2 days before they had a blowout fight about Rachel ruining her life, and Megan kicked her out. The other sister, Lisa, took her in, but that lasted less than 48 hours before Rachel's entitlement and refusal to take responsibility drove her crazy. The friend circle was depleted. Turns out when people realize you've been lying to everyone, they stop offering their couches. Which brings us to this morning. 3 weeks after I walked out of that party, I found her sitting outside my apartment building at 6 a.m. Not the put-together Rachel I'd known. This was defeated Rachel. Messy hair, same clothes I'd seen her in on Megan's Instagram story 2 days ago, makeup that had seen better days. I have nowhere else to go, she said when I walked out for my morning run. That sounds like a you problem. David, please. I'm sorry, I was wrong. I was stupid and selfish and you're only sorry because you got caught and lost everything. That's not true. Really? So if Megan hadn't posted everything, if you still had your job and your other guys and your family's support, you'd still be here apologizing? She couldn't look at me. I know I messed up. But 3 years, David, doesn't that mean anything? It meant something to me. Apparently to you, it meant free rent and a safety net. Where am I supposed to go? I don't know, Rachel. Maybe check your spreadsheet. See if any of those marriage potential guys have room. Cold? Maybe. But I was tired. Tired of her, tired of the drama, tired of feeling like the idiot who didn't see it coming. They all blocked me, she said quietly. Shocking. My parents won't talk to me. I lost my job. My sisters think I'm toxic. My friends. She started crying. Not the manipulative tears from 3 weeks ago. These seemed real. I fucked up everything. Yes, you did. Can we just talk, please? Just 5 minutes? I checked my watch. Had a meeting at 8, but honestly, I was curious. What could she possibly say that would matter? 5 minutes. Not in my apartment. There's a coffee shop on the corner. She practically jumped up. Thank you so much. Clock's ticking. Update 2. The coffee shop conversation and the aftermath. The coffee shop was empty except for us and a barista who clearly didn't want to be there. Rachel ordered water. Couldn't afford coffee anymore, apparently. Talk, I said. I don't know where to start. How about with the truth? Novel concept for you, I know. She flinched. I deserve that. You deserve a lot more than that, but I'm trying to be civil. She took a shaky breath. The spreadsheet. It wasn't what you think. Oh, this should be good. No, I mean, it was exactly what you think, but it started as a joke with my coworkers. We were all complaining about dating and someone said we should treat it like a business. Rate guys like investments. I thought it was funny. Stupid. But then you realized you meant it. I got scared, she said. My parents' marriage fell apart when my dad's business failed. My mom spent years struggling, working 3 jobs. She drilled it into us, me and my sisters, that we needed to be smart, practical. That love doesn't pay bills. So you decided to be a con artist instead? I didn't think of it like that. I thought I was being strategic, playing the game. And I was, what, just a game piece? She looked at me then. Really looked at me. No, you were supposed to be temporary, someone safe while I figured things out. But then you were kind and funny, and you remembered how I liked my coffee and watched those stupid reality shows with me and, stop, I'm trying to explain. No, you're trying to rewrite history. Make yourself the victim. Poor Rachel, forced by circumstance to lie and manipulate. That's not. You had a spreadsheet. You were actively dating other men. You told your sister you were using me. Which part am I misunderstanding? She went quiet, stared at her water glass. The worst part, I continued. I would have done anything for you. If you'd been honest about wanting financial stability, we could have talked about it, made plans together. But you didn't want a partner. You wanted a stepping stone. I know, she whispered. Do you? Because sitting here crying about consequences isn't the same as understanding what you did wrong. Then tell me, she burst out. Tell me how to fix this. You can't. There has to be something. No, Rachel, there doesn't. You can't unscam someone. You can't unlie. You can't make me unhear what you said to Megan. And you definitely can't make me trust you again. So that's it? 3 years just gone? You threw those 3 years away the moment you decided I was a safe option instead of a person. She started crying again. Ugly crying. The barista looked uncomfortable. Where am I supposed to go? She asked between sobs. I don't know. And honestly, not my problem anymore. How can you be so cold? I laughed. Actually laughed. Cold? I'm cold? You had a spreadsheet ranking human beings by their financial potential. You were lying to multiple people, playing with their emotions for personal gain. But I'm cold because I won't let you move back in? I have nothing, David. Nothing. You have exactly what you earned. I stood up. 5 minutes were more than up. Wait, she grabbed my wrist. I'm staying at the women's shelter on Madison, if you change your mind, or if you just want to talk. I won't. I really did love you, she said. In my own messed up way I did. No, Rachel, you loved what I did for you. There's a difference. I left her there. Walked out feeling nothing, not satisfied, not vindicated, just empty. The text started again that afternoon. Not from her. She didn't have a phone anymore. From Megan. She's at a shelter. I know. This is getting out of hand. You're the one who posted everything. I was angry. She hurt you, but she's still my sister. Then help her. I tried. She's too proud to come home and follow my parents' rules. Still not my problem. You could at least. I blocked her too. Then Lisa. Then their mom. Then anyone else who thought I should be the solution to Rachel's self-inflicted problems. But the universe wasn't done with the plot twists. Remember those other guys Rachel was playing? One of them reached out again. Marcus, the one who thought he was her only boyfriend. Successful investment banker, drove a Tesla, lived in a penthouse, basically everything on Rachel's wish list. He found me through a mutual acquaintance we discovered we had, a side effect of the public Facebook drama. Can we meet? He asked. I have a proposition. Against my better judgment, I agreed. Update 3. The proposition and how it all ended. Marcus looked exactly like the kind of guy Rachel would put at the top of her spreadsheet. Expensive suit, perfect hair, Rolex that cost more than my car. We met at his office, corner view, assistant who offered me sparkling water, the whole 9 yards. Thanks for coming, he said. I know this is weird. That's an understatement. I wanted to apologize. When I thought I was her boyfriend, I wasn't respectful of your relationship. I thought you were the other guy. We were both the other guy. She played us both. Yeah. He rubbed his face. Look, I'll cut to the chase. I'm an idiot with money and a vindictive streak. I want to offer her a job. What? Hear me out. My company needs a receptionist. Basic work, decent pay, enough for her to get back on her feet. Why would you help her? I'm not. See, she'd be working directly under my assistant, Patricia. Pat 62, takes no shit and has a memory like a steel trap. Rachel would be on a strict probationary contract. One lie, one manipulation, one attempt to use company resources for personal gain, and she's gone. No references, no unemployment. Nothing. That's a social experiment? Maybe, but it's a chance, more than she deserves probably, but I'm curious. Can someone like her change when they're forced to earn everything honestly? When charm and manipulation get you fired instead of promoted? And you want my permission. I want your opinion. You know her better than I do. Is she capable of change, or am I wasting my time? I thought about it, really thought about it. The Rachel I'd loved, or thought I'd loved, versus the Rachel with the spreadsheet. The crying woman at the coffee shop versus the one who'd called me a safe option. I don't know, I said honestly. But if you're asking if I object, I don't. What she does with the opportunity is on her. He nodded. Fair enough, I'll reach out through Megan. Why are you really doing this? Marcus smiled, a cold corporate glint in his eye. Because I'm petty. She made me feel like a fool. Now I get to be the bigger person while watching her struggle with actual work. Let's just call it a privately funded study on character reformation. Pat's been asking for help with filing, and I figure Rachel needs to learn what it's like to serve someone else for a change. I left feeling strange. Not good, not bad, just strange. The job offer came with conditions. Therapy, verified weekly sessions, no dating for 6 months, violation meant termination, full financial disclosure to HR, random social media checks. It was humiliating on purpose. Rachel took it. That was about 8 months ago. I heard through the grapevine that she showed up the first day in clothes borrowed from the shelter's donation bin. Patricia made her reorganize the entire filing system, twice, because the first time lacked attention to detail. But she stuck with it. I ran into Megan at the grocery store a few months back. She looked tired. How is she? I asked because I'm apparently a masochist. Different. Quieter. She goes to therapy, goes to work, goes back to the shelter, doesn't complain. She's saving up for a room to rent. Good for her. She asks about you. Megan, I'm not trying to guilt you, just she knows she messed up, really knows it now. Knowledge and change aren't the same thing. No, they're not. She paused. I'm sorry for knowing and not telling you sooner. I thought she'd grow out of it. We all made mistakes. You didn't. I ignored red flags, believed what I wanted to believe. That's on me. Megan gave me a sad smile. You're a good guy, David. You deserved better. We all deserve better than we sometimes get. So that's where we are. Rachel's still at Marcus's company, still in therapy. I heard she finally moved into a small studio apartment last month. I haven't heard if she's been promoted, but she's still employed, which is a testament to something, I guess. I'm dating again. Nothing serious. Hard to trust when you've been someone's safe option. My therapist says that's normal, that healing takes time, that not everyone lies like Rachel did. She sent me a letter last week. Actual paper through the mail, no return address, but I knew the handwriting. David, I'm not asking you to forgive me. There aren't excuses for what I did. I just wanted to say that I think I understand now, what I threw away, what I became, who I hurt. Therapy is hard. I'm learning why I thought people were investments instead of people. Dr. Kim says I have a lot of work to do. She's right. I'm sorry. I know I've said it, but I'm sorry because I hurt you, because I took your kindness and used it. I made you feel like you weren't enough when you were more than I deserved. I hope you find someone who sees you for who you are. Not as an option or a safety net. Just you. I think I'm gonna be okay, eventually. I just needed you to know that I know what I lost, what I did, and I'm sorry for it. I kept the letter, not sure why. Maybe as a reminder. Maybe because it felt like the first honest thing she'd said in 3 years. Maybe because I'm still an idiot. Life goes on. I'm in therapy too, working on trust issues, on not punishing future partners for past betrayals. My therapist says I maintained boundaries without being cruel. Doesn't always feel that way. Saw Rachel from a distance last week. Coming out of a downtown office building, she looked different. Tired, but clearer somehow. Like someone who'd stopped running from something and finally turned to face it. She didn't see me. Or maybe she did and pretended not to. Either way, we didn't speak. And that's it. That's the story. No dramatic reconciliation. No revenge beyond the natural consequences of her own actions. No tidy ending where everyone learns a lesson and moves on better for it. Just people making choices and living with them. I still have the ring. Can't return it. Bought it from an estate sale. Sometimes I look at it and wonder who I was really planning to propose to. The real Rachel? Or the version she performed for me? Guess it doesn't matter now. To anyone reading this who's been someone's safe option, you deserve better. Don't settle for being anyone's placeholder. And to anyone who's keeping a spreadsheet of backup plans, maybe think about what you're really looking for. Because when you treat people like investments, don't be surprised when the market crashes. That's all. Thanks for reading. Going to go delete my dating apps and eat an entire pizza. Peace out.